Once upon a time, there was a little girl, her grandmother, and a very dangerous wolf. The girl lived with her parents in a small white house. Their home was in a quiet village, and not far from the village there was a large forest. She was kind and well-behaved, and both her mother and father cared for her deeply. Her grandmother loved her just as much. Grandma lived alone in an old cottage hidden in the middle of the forest. The girl visited her often. One Christmas, Grandma gave the girl a wonderful gift, a bright red cloak with a hood. The girl was delighted. "Thank you so much," she said. She wore it all day, and she wore it again the next day. In fact, she wore it so often that everyone started calling her by a new name, Little Red Riding Hood. Not long after that, her mother gave her an important job. "Little Red Riding Hood," she said, "your grandma isn't feeling well. Please take this basket with bread and butter to her. Walk quickly, don't stop to play, and stay on the road. Do you understand?" "Yes, Mother," answered Little Red Riding Hood. She picked up the basket and hurried into the forest. At first, she walked fast and did exactly what her mother had said. But then, along the path, she met a wolf. "Good day," said the wolf. "How are you?" "I'm fine, thank you," she replied. "But my grandma is sick, so I'm bringing her this bread and butter." "Oh, really?" the wolf said, pretending to be friendly. But in truth, the wolf was hungry. He stared at the girl with greedy eyes and began to form a plan. "Where does your grandmother live?" he asked. "She lives in a small old house in the middle of the forest," Little Red Riding Hood answered. "Is it far from here?" "No, it's quite close," she said. The wolf thought, "If I'm clever, I can have 2 meals today." Then he pointed toward a patch of colorful flowers. "Look at those lovely flowers," he said. "Wouldn't your grandma enjoy a beautiful bouquet? Why don't you pick some and surprise her?" Little Red Riding Hood hesitated. "I shouldn't leave the road," she said. "You can step away for just a moment," the wolf insisted. "You can always come back to the path." Slowly, she nodded. "I suppose I can, just for a little while." So she walked off the road and into the trees to gather flowers. As soon as she was gone, the wolf ran as fast as he could to Grandma's cottage. He knocked on the door. "Who's there?" called Grandma. "It's me," the wolf said, changing his voice. "It's Little Red Riding Hood." "Come in, dear," Grandma replied. "Where are you?" "I'm upstairs," the wolf answered. "I'm bringing you bread and butter." He hurried up the stairs, burst into the bedroom, and swallowed Grandma. Then the wolf put on Grandma's nightclothes, climbed into her bed, and pulled the blanket up to his face. After that, he waited. Meanwhile, Little Red Riding Hood was busy picking many beautiful flowers. Suddenly, she remembered the time. "Oh no," she said, "I'm going to be late." She rushed back to the road and quickly reached Grandma's house. But when she arrived, she froze. The door was open. "That's odd," she thought. "Grandma never leaves her door open." Carefully, she stepped inside. From upstairs, she heard a voice. "Who is it?" the voice called. "It's me, Grandma, Little Red Riding Hood," she replied. "I'm upstairs in bed," the voice said. "I feel too ill to get up." Little Red Riding Hood climbed the stairs. "Grandma sounds different," she thought. "But maybe she's sick." She entered the bedroom and smiled. "Hello, Grandma. I'm sorry you're unwell. I brought you bread and butter, and I picked you these flowers too." "Thank you, dear," said the wolf. "Put them on the table and come closer." Little Red Riding Hood placed the basket and flowers down and walked to the bed. But the closer she got, the more frightened she felt. "Grandma," she whispered, "you look strange today." She stared at the face in the bed. "Grandma, what big eyes you have! The better to see you," said the wolf. "And Grandma, what big ears you have!" "The better to hear you," answered the wolf. "And what a big nose you have!" "The better to smell those lovely flowers," said the wolf. Then Little Red Riding Hood looked at the mouth. "And Grandma, what big teeth you have!" The wolf grinned. "The better to eat you." He jumped out of bed and swallowed Little Red Riding Hood. After that, the wolf felt full and sleepy. He took off the night clothes, tossed them on the floor, and climbed back into bed. Soon he was snoring loudly. Not long later, the girl's father came to check on Grandma. When he reached the cottage, he noticed the open door. "That's strange," he thought. "Why would the door be open?" Then he heard the loud snoring from upstairs. He climbed the stairs quickly and looked into the bedroom. There, in Grandma's bed, was the wolf. "So it's you," he said. "Everyone in the village has been searching for you." The wolf tried to move, but the father was ready. He attacked and killed the wolf. Then the father wondered, could they still be alive? He carefully cut open the wolf's belly, and out jumped Little Red Riding Hood. "Father, hurry! Grandma is still inside," she cried. A moment later, Grandma climbed out too, shocked but safe. "Where is that terrible wolf?" she asked. "It's over," said the father. "He can't hurt anyone again." Grandma sat down, trembling, and then had a cup of tea with bread and butter. After they rested, Little Red Riding Hood and her father returned home. The girl ran to her mother and told her everything that had happened. Her mother hugged her tightly. "I'm glad you're safe," she said. "But remember this, never speak to wolves and never leave the road in the forest. Do you understand?" "Yes, Mother," said Little Red Riding Hood. From that day on, she stayed on the path whenever she walked through the forest, and she never met a wolf again.